Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be taking a look at bringing in our custom pages to our workbook area here that's supplied with our M1 training course. We're going to be using these all throughout our training tutorials, so it's going to be important that we have them brought into the software so you're able to go in and access them to follow along with our training modules. Let's first take a look at what we can do here to import what I've provided for our training course. So first you want to make sure that you're here into the workbooks, so my workbooks area. We can see right now under setup we have a blank page. We're going to be populating 3 subsections. We're going to have tuning, setup, and then motorsports. They're going to be 3 separate sections that we're going to have a lot of pages defined within those specific sections for tuning tasks or setup. Again, all things we're going to reference in depth throughout the training tutorials. What we're going to do is jump up here to the top. We're going to right click and go into Layout Editor. Here we're going to go and make sure you're clicked into this area here under My Workbooks. You're going to go in and do the Import option. Now we're going to go and look for the course folder that I provided from our training course. So I'm going to have that downloaded from the website onto my desktop. And if we go in here and we take a look, it's going to be called our Motec M1 course. Double click here. And I have some sample packages, and then I have our custom layouts. Click on our custom layout, and I'm going to first select the tuning option. We're going to click open here, and then we can see it's going to bring in all of these pages. Now we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to go to import, and we're going to go back to our desktop, and we have to go in and find that same Motec folder. So Motec M1 course, go into our custom layout. Here we're going to be selecting our setup. This is going to be configuration and setup, a lot of details there, so we can see all those pages are loaded. And then finally we're going to go to import, and we're going to do the same thing again, and we're going to grab our motorsport options. Let's go down here, Motec M1 course again, custom layout, and we're going to grab motorsports and click open. And we can see we have a lot of things to take a look at here. Let's go to our setup with the blank page, and let's go to delete and just delete this. We're not going to have that present. So now what we're working with is my specific workbooks and specific pages that we have to reference. Let's close here and just talk about what we have going on. So under our tuning option here, we can see in our drop-down menu, the tuning is the very first option. This is going to be things that we can easily access for calibrating and tuning on a general basis. So in our fuel tuning page, we have everything that we need built within the page. We have our main volumetric efficiency table, we have our target lambda table, we have our time plot, and then we have our channels that allow us to see what's going on, all things related to doing fuel tuning. We go here, startup fuel is going to be exposed. We have all of our tables here for our startup fuel. So cranking fuel, warm up, post-start fueling. Transient tuning is going to allow us to do our acceleration enrichment or transient style tuning. Ignition tuning, which is going to be everything related to dialing in our spark timing. Idle tuning is going to be related to our idle control. We have our boost tuning tables. We have our knock tuning for setting up and working with our knock control. We have our intake and exhaust VVT tuning. There's a charge cooling tables in here. It's going to be a part of our airflow model. We have a ITB tuning section here, which we're going to be covering. Overrun, injection timing, lambda aim. This is all things related to our target lambda. Cylinder trims to do cylinder trim based tuning, closed loop lambda, and staged injection. So there's a lot of things to talk about and take a look at here. Let's jump into the next section under setup. This is going to be configuring and set up all kinds of important details. This will allow you to access things really easily. We can take a look at our pages here. So basic setup is going to be configuring our basics, such as our firing order and taking a look at coil assignment, injector assignment, going through and setting up all of the other pertinent details, such as the displacement, the number of cylinders, and some of the other configuration details that are very important to make sure that we're referencing the correct sensors and the orientation we want the Motec to function in. We have a ref sync. This is all things for our cam and crank triggers and configuration settings. Injector data, coil dwell information. We have basic inputs. These are things that we have to have typically set up and configured here. Advanced inputs. These are some things that are additional that we probably want to go and wire into the Motec and configure. Limiters to expose all of the limiters we have available. Engine speed limits. This is going to be all things related to speed limits. Safety tables, programming our safety configuration settings for various different channels to go into a fail-safe protection in case we have something stepping out of line. All calibrate is a general window here. This is going to allow us to go through and pretty much access any functionality within our Motec through this window here and see that functionality. So this will allow you to see redundancy from some of our tables or pages in here. Speed setup is going to be configuring our wheel speed setups or drive speed sensors. We have our gear detection. We have 2 flex fuel tables for flex fuel tuning. Throttle servo for drive-by-wire control, and throttle aim is going to be all of the desired throttle openings for various different programming in our drive-by-wire routine. And then finally down here, we're going to have motor sports, and we find we have a couple different pages in here. We have launch control, we have traction control, anti-lag, which is a rally style anti-lag. We have gear shift control. So this is going to be for clutchless shifting, for sequential transmission, for paddle style shifting. We have nitrous control, we have race time, and flame map. There are going to be probably a couple more pages in here. I haven't populated every single page, but we'll find that this is going to be probably 99–95% of the pages that we're going to need in order to do all the tutorials here for our training course. So loading the custom workbook and pages here are very simple. We can see how to do that, so that should be familiar to you at this point, and you'll have everything loaded now to go through all the future tutorials here for our training course and be ready to follow along with what I'm showing in each training module. If you have any comment or questions on anything in this training module here, post your comment or questions into the video comment section or into the private forum. I'll see you guys now in our future training tutorials.
Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.